So if you've been watching The Bad Batch, you might have noticed there's some things going on with the clone Omega, and I think she's actually the first Force-sensitive clone we've seen in this new Star Wars canon. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Nerd Theorist channel. So if you've been watching Bad Batch, as of this recording, I think I've only seen the first episode. The second one I can see soon. There's not a lot to, well actually there's quite a few cases of evidence because of how long the first episode of Bad Batch was. Holy shit, Disney, I was not expecting damn near a movie, but I appreciated it, so thank you for that, Dave Filoni and his team working over at Lucasfilms. I wonder if Kathleen had anything to do with that, or if she was against it. Omega, she is a clone. She's a female clone, well, from, you know, the clones of Star Wars who were made 10 years prior to, I believe the order was made for them to be made was 10 years prior to the events of Phantom Menace. She picked up on the emotional importance of Wrecker's toy, Lula, which is something usually only people with the Force can do.
Is this what you were looking for?
Oh, you found my Lula! Ow!
And two, with Crosshair, she was able to read his emotions and almost tell what he was going to do through his emotions, almost predicting the future. She said something to the effect of, look, I understand what you're gonna do and the reasons why, just know it's not your fault.
You're angry.
How perceptive.
I know what you're going to do, but please don't.
What do you know?
I know it's not your fault. You can't help it.
Which, man, when I saw that scene with Crosshair, I mean, that was one of my guesses of what was gonna happen in the series, but I just didn't want to see the Bad Batch broken up.
That Crosshair? Now surrender.
She shoots Crosshair without having any blaster training or knowing how to shoot a blaster, like, at all. The Kaminoans were intentionally trying to hide her from everyone else, from even the Empire, because they probably realized how rare and how hard that was to work on, and they don't want the Empire to mess with that at all, especially with the rumors of, I'm sure they already know who the Emperor was and how he was a Sith, and just they didn't want to ruin a little girl like that. Maybe. Also, one more thing, she just so happens to read Hunter's call signs when they were traveling through the hallways with extreme ease. Like, she knew what was up. She was like, oh, this is stop, this is go. She was like mimicking him to a T on the, like, and it wasn't even like a delay, it was almost immediate. She was doing the same things he was.
It was built prior to the Clone Wars. There were no... If you punch the correct...
So there's that. Now, like, this is cool. I don't know, some people are like, this is cool and all, but like, why should I care? Well, if she is a, you know, if the Kaminoans have perfected this process of cloning Force-sensitive individuals, then that would actually be able to tie into the Mandalorian and possibly the sequels, and this could be one of the things that could help retcon the sequels that make it seem less messy. So obviously with the Mandalorian, Moff Gideon is after Baby Yoda's blood, and we do see Dr. Pershing, who does have the Kaminoan insignia on his uniform, so that's led us to believe that he is a Kaminoan doctor, or a doctor from Kamino. Now with that, seeing how the Kaminoans, before the Empire even fell, should have perfected cloning individuals with who can be Force sensitive, this would be a reason why the Empire wants the blood of Baby Yoda / Grogu for their own nefarious purposes, and maybe they can artificially make people Force sensitive. Now for the sequel trilogy, how that would translate would be Snoke, creating an artificial being who is force sensitive. There you go. Simple enough. The same process would just be translated over into the sequels. Probably even better, having had been a few decades, more than 10 to 15 years after, I don't know, more than 15 years, what was it, like close to 20 years after the events of the episode 6, the return of the, return of the Jedi. Now, personally, what I would love to see more than anything else, but because of how violent his character is, I don't think Disney's gonna let them do this. Maybe unless someone really trustworthy like Filoni takes over, because he's already sort of building his own Filoni-verse in Star Wars. Maybe this leads us down to the path of finally seeing Starkiller in canon. Please, Disney and Filoni, do this. My God, would you win so many fans over if you made Starkiller canon with this process? Holy shit, the numbers you would break with that would be absolutely insane. But just this process of cloning, I can't say that's enough evidence to lead us to Starkiller being a thing. So, fortunately, it's just a dream for now, because I only have one piece of evidence to back it up. And yeah, that's it. So, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, what you think about Omega as a character and if she is force sensitive. And with that brings us to the end of this video. If you like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, anime, news, reaction, theory, and explain videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. It really helps out a lot. We're trying to build a community here where people just get to really be themselves. And we're trying to build a community where people just really get to be themselves and all that good jazz. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this one. Like I said, share so we can grow, and really helps out a lot. And share maybe in your favorite subreddit or Facebook group. And yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys later. Peace.